personality disorders, and related traits. The International Classification of Diseases 11th revision, ICD-11, ask the clinician to first determine whether the individual's clinical presentation meets the general diagnostic requirements for personality disorder. The clinician then determines whether a diagnosis of mild, moderate or severe personality disorder is appropriate. Personality disorders are then further described by indicating the presence of characteristic maladaptive personality traits, 5 trait domains. In addition, an optional qualifier is provided for borderline pattern. The ICD-11 also includes a category for personality difficulty. Diagnostic requirements of personality disorders and related traits. Personality refers to an individual's characteristic way of behaving, experiencing life, and of perceiving and interpreting themselves, other people, events, and situations. Personality disorder is a marked disturbance in personality functioning, which is nearly always associated with considerable personal and social disruption. The central feature of personality disorder are impairments in functioning of aspects of the self, identity, self-worth, capacity for self-direction, and/or problems in interpersonal functioning, developing and maintaining close and mutually satisfying relationships, understanding others' perspectives, managing conflict in relationships. Impairments in self-functioning and/or interpersonal functioning are manifested in maladaptive, for example, inflexible or poorly regulated, patterns of cognition, emotional experience, emotional expression, and behavior. The following diagnostic requirements for personality disorder present a set of essential features, all of which must be present to diagnose a personality disorder. Once the diagnosis of a personality disorder has been established, it should be described in terms of its level of severity. 6D10.0 Mild personality disorder. 6D10.1 Moderate personality disorder. 6D10.2 Severe personality disorder. The category relevant to this grouping is personality difficulty. QE 50.7 Personality disorder and personality difficulty can be further described using 5 trait domain specifiers. These trait domains describe the characteristics of the individual's personality that are most prominent, and that contribute to personality disturbance. Trait domain specifiers that may be recorded include the following. 6D11.0 Negative affectivity. 6D11.1 Detachment. 6D11.2 Dissociality. 6D11.3 Disinhibition. 6D11.4 Nincastia. More detailed guidance about the personality characteristics reflected in the trait domain specifiers is provided in the respective sections. Clinicians may also wish to add an additional specifier for borderline pattern. 6D11.5 Borderline pattern. The borderline pattern specifier has been included to enhance the clinical utility of the classification of personality disorder. Specifically, use of this specifier may facilitate the identification of individuals who may respond to certain psychotherapeutic treatments. 6D10 Personality disorder. Essential features of personality disorder. An enduring disturbance characterized by problems in functioning of aspects of the self, identity, self-worth, accuracy of self-view, self-direction, and/or interpersonal dysfunction, ability to develop and maintain close and mutually satisfying relationships, ability to understand others' perspectives and to manage conflict in relationships. The disturbance has persisted over an extended period of time, for example, lasting 2 years or more. The disturbance is manifest in patterns of cognition, emotional experience, emotional expression, and behavior that are maladaptive, for example, inflexible or poorly regulated. The disturbance is manifest across a range of personal and social situations, i.e., is not limited to specific relationships or social roles, though it may be consistently evoked by particular types of circumstances and not others. The symptoms are not due to the direct effects of a medication or substance, including withdrawal effects, and are not better accounted for by another mental disorder, a disease of the nervous system, or another medical condition. The disturbance is associated with substantial distress or significant impairment in personal, family, social, educational, occupational or other important areas of functioning. Personality disorder should not be diagnosed if the patterns of behavior characterizing the personality disturbance are developmentally appropriate, problems related to establishing an independent self-identity during adolescence, or can be explained primarily by social or cultural factors, or socio-political conflict. Severity of personality disorder. The areas of personality functioning shown below should be considered in making a severity determination for individuals who meet the general diagnostic requirements for personality disorder. Aspects of personality functioning that contribute to severity determination in personality disorder. 1. Degree and pervasiveness of disturbances in functioning of aspects of the self. This includes stability and coherence of one's sense of identity, for example, extent to which identity or sense of self is variable, and inconsistent or overly rigid and fixed. Ability to maintain an overall positive and stable sense of self-worth. Accuracy of one's view of one's characteristics, strengths, limitations. Capacity for self-direction, ability to plan, choose, and implement appropriate goals. 2. Degree and pervasiveness of interpersonal dysfunction across various contexts and relationships, for example, romantic relationships, school/work, parent-child, family, friendships, peer contexts, interest in engaging in relationships with others. Ability to understand and appreciate others' perspectives. Ability to develop and maintain close and mutually satisfying relationships. Ability to manage conflict in relationships. 3. Pervasiveness, severity, and chronicity of emotional, cognitive, and behavioral manifestations of the personality dysfunction. Emotional manifestations, range and appropriateness of emotional experience and expression. Tendency to be emotionally over or underreactive. Ability to recognize and acknowledge emotions that are difficult or unwanted by the individual, for example, anger, sadness. Cognitive manifestations, accuracy of situational and interpersonal appraisals, especially under stress. Ability to make appropriate decisions in situations of uncertainty. Appropriate stability and flexibility of belief systems. Behavioral manifestations, flexibility in controlling impulses and modulating behavior based on the situation and consideration of the consequences. Appropriateness of behavioral responses to intense emotions and stressful circumstances, for example, propensity to self-harm or violence. The extent to which the dysfunctions in the above areas are associated with distress or impairment in personal, family, social, educational, occupational or other important areas of functioning. Additional clinical features. Personality disorder often complicates and lengthens treatment of other clinical syndromes. Thus, poor or incomplete response to standard treatments of, for example, depressive disorders and anxiety or fear-related disorders, may suggest the presence of personality disorder. Relatedly, persistent functional impairment after resolution of the clinical syndromes being treated may suggest the presence of personality disorder. There is often considerable variability in the degree to which individuals and those around them agree that the individual's behaviors reflect a particular trait. Personality disorder is not typically diagnosed in pre-adolescent children. Available evidence indicates that gender distribution of personality disorder is approximately equal. However, There are significant gender differences in the behavioral expression of personality disorder and in the associated trait domains. Specifically, elevations on dissociality and disinhibition are more common among men, and elevations on negative affectivity are more common among women. Thanks for watching.